everybody. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start with I don't know. Why is it so much easier to be single? And I've been thinking over the last 5 years, all the guys that I've known and some of the things that they've said to me. And one guy in particular, I met through my meetup group when I was a meetup organizer. And he wanted to understand why I was so satisfied being single. And he was telling me, you're attractive, you're smart. She says, don't you want to be in a relationship? And he was asking me questions, and I just was like, not really. And I guess with him, I just didn't want to date him at all. So, I mean, he told me the first day I met him, he has no intentions of ever getting married. And he had a son that was about to graduate from high school, and about his uncle who was married to the most evil and vile woman. And this is a man who was raised by a single mom. His parents were never married, so he ended up repeating their mistake by knocking someone up and not marrying her. Anyways, so far, most of the men I've met, they just keep making offers that I can refuse. I don't see any reason to be in a relationship with anyone. Sex doesn't interest me. I don't want to have children unless I'm married. And I definitely don't want to have children if I can't be a stay-at-home mom. So those are, and it just doesn't look like any of that, getting married and being able to be a stay-at-home mom is just a possibility. No possibilities whatsoever. But this got me thinking, because just it seems like a lot of black women are choosing to live with men or have children with men that they're not married to. And it just seems like the men who've approached me had this idea in their head that I would be open to that. And I'm not open to either one of those scenarios. I'd rather be celibate than be someone's personal whore. And I don't know if it's because so many, I don't know, my situation, how I was brought into the world wasn't ideal. And it just made me think that if that's the example that you have in your life, then you're most likely going to repeat that. So far, I've managed to avoid it, but I don't know. Are women who have their children outside of marriage and as single women, are they teaching their sons and daughters that this is how you're supposed to live? Is this the example that they're showing them? And this is one of the issues that I'm having, because that one guy that I was just telling you about, that was the example that his mother showed him. And so he doesn't see anything wrong with carrying that into another generation, where I can't do it. I don't care how much I want children. I don't care how bad I want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship with a man that doesn't think I'm worth being married to. And I don't want to set that example for my sons or daughters. Because I look at all my cousins who were born outside of marriage, my male cousins, and they're repeating the same mistake that their parents did. I mean, when does that kind of stuff stop? It's just really frustrating, you know? I was a part of a meetup group in LA that was specifically for black women and non-black men, to bring those two non-black men and black women together, so in hopes that they could date, maybe get into relationships. But I just got the distinct impression that none of these men were looking for anything serious. They were just looking for appetizers, that they weren't trying to buy the entree. And I left that group because that's not what I wanted. But really, as a black woman, have we set that as an example? Are black women the go-to girls of society now? The ones you pique an interest in because you're not looking for anything serious? That just really irritates me. And it's hard to explain to people when they ask me, why don't you want to be in a relationship? And it's because when I see that, that's all I see is black women settling for being good enough to screw but not good enough to be married to. And I don't want that. If that's what my future is going to be like, if that's the only kind of relationship I can have with a man, then it's just not worth it. I can be celibate. Because the people that are always asking me these questions are the people who aren't married and are in relationships with black women. And that's just, or they're black women themselves. So you just walk away from it. If that's, I don't know. I mean, I got my black card revoked years ago because I just don't have an interest in anything that black folks do, and I don't have an interest in how they choose to live. But I just know that the way they live has been affecting me, and it's so irritating. The dating scene for me is just, ugh. But that's it. Now I'm going to go to bed now. I know, Friday night, and I've got nothing planned except for washing my hair tomorrow and packing clothes and books and whatever else, and finding a storage unit. So that's what my weekend is going to be. But I will see you tomorrow, and maybe I will post something a little bit more interesting than what I've been posting the last week. Bye.